I'm about to head to the gym, by the way, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. But you guys know me, nothing's ever quick. Yo, what's good guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we got the first impression on the official Nike LeBron 16. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first things first, we're going to be talking about the release date. September 20th is what Nike has stated. And while we've already had the women's release of the LeBron 16 drop, they actually dropped today. The regular like performance version or whatever, because that was kind of like a lifestyle version. The regular performance version is releasing September 20th. Something I find interesting is there was no retail price within Nike's news segment, and they always will put the retail price, at least they used to. Nowadays it's becoming a common theme where they leave out the price. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe they're trying to get consumers into the stores to try on the shoe first, and then when the guy tells them like, yo, these are $185 or whatever, then you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but that's what it sounds like, because a lot of times sticker shock is what kind of like drives somebody immediately away from a product. It's what's been happening to Jordan Retros, so I assume that it could happen, most likely will happen, to a performance model. Now the traction on these guys looks exactly like it did on the fake version. The reason why we don't report on fakes is because they're fakes. I mean, that's just what it is. I get that they might be similar or that the fakes are replicas of the real thing, but we just don't want to report on fakes. That's our choice. If you want to watch other people that do, go for it. That's all on you. But like I said, the traction looks like it does on the actual leaked fake pairs. And that traction pattern actually looks like it does on the LeBron Soldier 12. If you want performance information on the LeBron Soldier 12, we do have a list right now of the top performing basketball shoes for outdoor use of 2018 so far. And that shoe is on that list. It's a beast. But like I said before, the traction pattern does look very similar to what was used on the LeBron Soldier 12. The traction on those was super solid. And I'm hoping that it's the same thing here, because the LeBron 15 traction, while it was good linearly, laterally it had some issues, and it looks like those issues have been addressed with the traction so far. The cushion looks to be exactly the same as it was. There's this weird part in the Nike release where Jason Petrie actually says that they like removed the tendril or something like that that connected the forefoot section to the toe section of the actual air unit. The thing though is that the LeBron 15s, there was no like toe unit, you know what I mean? That's on the KDs. And there was no tendril either. I know that they were kind of connected loosely, but they weren't like tendril connected like they were on the KD. So I don't know if that was a misquote or a typo, but I just found that to be interesting. But like I said, the cushion looks to be exactly the same. What we have is a mixture between Air Max and Zoom Air. I like to call it the Max Zoom unit. I don't know what it's officially called, but Max Zoom is what I go with, and it's what I've been going with since the LeBron 10. And what that is a gigantic blown up version of Zoom Air. It feels incredible underfoot. It's one of the best cushion systems that Nike has actually come up with on their own. The only problem with it is that sometimes it's not durable and sometimes it's unstable. On the LeBron 15, it was a little bit unstable, not due to the cushion or anything. It's just that the cushion, the platform, the thickness of everything, and the sole or the tooling was kind of narrow, along with the battle knit upper, allowed for some movement laterally. A little bit of support was needed, at least from an outrigger. And LeBron's PEs of the LeBron 15 actually had those outriggers, whereas our regular consumer versions did not. However, it looks like that's changed because we see outriggers along the entire outsole right here. Much like the LeBron 15 PEs, the outriggers are not significant. They are very small, but an outrigger is an outrigger. It's better than having none. You know what I mean? So if this thing works, I think that it can be fantastic. I think that it can add the stability to the cushion that it needed, which would make a player like myself really enjoy the shoe the way that maybe it was meant to be. The midsole still looks like file on it. Doesn't look like anything's changed other than the sculpting. And then the upper material is what they're calling Battle Knit 2.0. It's supposed to be tighter. It's supposed to be stronger. The tensile strength of each fiber is supposed to be increased. We do not know if the material has been glued or if there's a material underneath the knit backing it to actually make it stronger versus the knit actually doing the job. But we'll find out once we get a pair and let you guys know, as we usually do. But as of right now, this is the information that was provided. As far as its looks, I do think that it looks fantastic, especially close up. You can really see the intricate details of a knit, and I love how they're able to really like knit or weave in color within this type of material. I think it looks fantastic. And this energy style colorway, I don't know what its actual name is, whether it's like the what the or whatever it might be. I think people are calling it like preheat or something like that right now. But the way that they kind of are able to incorporate color into knits is just is fantastic. Now I am a little bit tired of knits personally from a performance perspective. I would love some overlays, and with these shoes we do get a couple of overlays, we just don't get a lot of them, but I'll take them for what they are. And those overlays are in the heel as well as the tongue. The heel looks interesting. I really like the heel on the women's version, the one that released with that belt on it. The heel was really like crazy, dude, and I loved how the laces just went around it and kind of like went into the mouth of the lion. I thought that that looked dope. This one isn't as cool, but I mean, it's still cool. I do think that the lion is kind of weird though. Sometimes I think that it looks really cheesy, and on the back of this shoe, it kind of does. It reminds me of the tongue of the LeBron 8, which also looked kind of cheesy, but you know, it is what it is. Speaking of tongues, the tongue on these guys, I don't know what to think about them. It kind of like opens up like a little accordion, so it's not a separate tongue, which is something that I really don't like. Like I love having a separate tongue versus a one-piece booty, just in case they don't fit or you want to really like wrench those laces so it doesn't like mess with your foot and all that kind of stuff. Now this tongue does look like a good buffer between your foot and the laces, which is a plus. And they also have a secondary set of eyelets, which is also a huge plus, just in case you wanted a tighter fit. So I think both of those two things are great additions on here with the knit, because knits, again, especially in one-piece booty constructions, can be a problem for some people. A lot of times it's a one-size-fits-all approach, and you know, one-piece booties don't fit everybody. Like not everybody's foot shape is exactly like that. Another interesting thing is that these are kind of low tops. I know that the 15s weren't exactly a high. I know that they look like it, but that top area was just stretchy knit. It wasn't anything supportive or anything like that. But these guys, they did away with that excess material, and they're really kind of a low, and I think that this might be one of the first LeBrons to release as a low. I can't actually remember. I know the LeBron 4s were kind of a low top, but not really. What else was there? LeBron 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope. 13s. Oof, those are ugly. 14s. Nah. The 15, yeah, this is kind of like the very first LeBron low top that we've actually had, like from the main signature line. We've always had a LeBron low top of the signature line, but this is the first LeBron that is a low top, which is really cool, especially for someone like myself. I love low tops, and I think that's awesome. I really just hope that the entire shoe fits and locks you in way better than the LeBron 15s, and I hope that the stability is also beefed up quite a bit, which it looks like it has been. If those things are applied to the LeBron 16, these guys could be fantastic, given the price, of course. I don't want to pay $200 again. And that pretty much takes care of it with my thoughts. Now what we're going to do is head over to WearTesters.com, see what you guys are thinking. So let's go over there, check it out. Brian says, the 15 was great, like the lacing system and lockdown. If they improved traction and support as much as it appears, the 16 could be an all-timer. I disagree with you on the first two portions, although I do think that the LeBron 15 lows were great in those aspects. However, like you, I think that these could be a great all-time performance model, especially if we're just talking about the LeBron series in general, because it looks like they've really taken what they did not do right in the 15 and applied it to the 16, which is really rare. A lot of times if something does not work, they'll scrap it completely and then you'll get something like brand new the next year. This one though looks like a great evolution of last year's product, fine-tuned. At least that's how it looks, so I hope that's how it plays. Ryan says, these look like the first LeBrons I want to wear since the Zoom generation. I actually never wore the Zoom generation. I didn't really start wearing LeBrons like to test and everything because I wasn't buying them just because, you know what I mean? Like I've never really been a fan of the line. Can't even remember what the first, was it the 7? I think the 7 was the first signature, and even then I don't remember even giving the performance review on those. I just got them because they looked cool. I don't like how they played though. The LeBron 8s though, those were awesome. I will say though that the first LeBron that I bought that I love wasn't actually a signature, it was the Soldier, and it was the Soldier 3. I did have the Soldier 2s, I did not like those. Those were freaking heavy, dude. They were bricks. But the Soldier 3, I'd say, is one of the best basketball shoes of all time. And yes, I went off on a slight tangent. It's okay. It's what I'm best at. Big Trey says, oh really? The knit team are geniuses? Geniuses that couldn't figure out how to use Flyknit without a structured backing for years when other brands got it almost right away. And then he says a bunch of other stuff which you guys can read yourself. I don't want to like brand bash Nike necessarily, but I do have my opinions and my thoughts on them. And I will have to agree with you on what you said. I don't want to say it as snarky as you. I'll let you guys take care of that. I do think that your points are definitely valid. That's one of the things that I always think is interesting, is that they talk about engineering knits to like really like cater to support you in certain zones of the shoe, flexible in other portions of the shoe, which they are, but usually those zones that are supportive are like really heavily glued or they have something else completely behind it. It's not like a knit is a true knit. Unlike other brands where they have incorporated sections with glue so that the knit still feels like a knit. So it's definitely interesting, and what he's actually referring to, if you didn't know was an excerpt or a little quote from Jason Petrie, where he had stated that the knit engineers over at Nike are geniuses. And so that's just what he's talking about. Little context. Now, S says a bunch of stuff, but mostly it's a quote from LeBron. Basically, what LeBron was saying is that the shoe was a lower cut because he wanted to get lower to the court. And S actually wants somebody to explain how a lower cut collar gets you closer to the floor. To him, it makes no sense. However, he is looking forward to trying out the shoes to see if containment, traction, and stability are improved from the 15s. He didn't enjoy the 15s, and he hopes that Nike fixes those issues. I did read that little quote from LeBron James. I laughed and I thought the exact same thing, but that's marketing for you. Like, Nike is just marketing the shoe. They're gonna say whatever it is that they feel like. That's pretty much all there is to it. Actually, they're gonna say what they feel like is going to sell the shoe. I do wish that brands would be a little bit more open, a little bit more honest with consumers. I feel like that connection between brand and consumer would really translate better than pure marketing mumbo jumbo, or what I like to call garbage. But I doubt that that'll ever happen. So, you know, fingers crossed, but that's just my thoughts. But like you, I didn't love the LeBron 15s. I really do love the LeBron 15 lows, but not the mids or the highs or whatever you want to call them. And I agree with you. I hope that the issues that you stated, which were the issues that I stated in my performance review, are taken care of. And by the looks of it, it looks like that has happened. The only thing that we really can't tell is the materials at this point. And that pretty much takes care of it for my thoughts, as well as some of our readers' thoughts on WearTesters.com. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about the LeBron 16s. Do you think that they're an upgraded version of the LeBron 15s? What do you like about them? What do you dislike about them? Are you excited to play in them? Sound off below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all your support. And until next time, guys, have a good one.